Dang guys, the car is pretty bad condition, pretty dirty. It really needs a wash. I've been lazy. I've been actually really sick. By the way, welcome to Life PNK. I've been really sick. I'm still kind of recovering. You might hear it in my voice. I might be sniffling and coughing here and there. It was a tough one. A whole week of temperature and whatnot. I almost consider going to like the urgent care or whatever it is. But anyway, I'm gonna install another part in the car. I'm actually personally very excited because the part was overnighted from Japan and it's gonna go in here. You might wonder what it is. Is it a turbo? No, not there yet. I've always wanted to make the front of the car a little bit more sturdy or more functional. So you can see right now there's no real strut, middle strut or whatever, top strut, whatever you want to call it, connecting the two struts of the car. We obviously have these little two bars, but they're hollow. I don't think they do much, to be honest. And they connect like the front end point. Ideally, what I want to have is something connecting all these points together where it actually has support. There's a lot of options online that you can get like a little thing like this that goes like that. But then there's a weak point here. And also, if you go and purchase that one, you'll end up actually warping up, touching your hood, and then it will just leave a mark on the actual bar, which actually also means it doesn't work. I did contact those guys as well, ask them, hey, can I review that part, whatever? And they said, no, it does not work. Don't buy this, don't get it. So to me, that meant a lot. So I went on searching, and if you guys remember, there's a video that I did a while ago about CPM, and they had a middle brace, sort of, that goes in the bottom. I'll post the video somewhere here, I guess, so you guys can see it. But it's a middle brace. The quality was really, really nice, very phenomenal quality. So I decided to get something from them again. And this is actually, it's not a strut brace. You can also use the X3M. It fits these cars. You just have to remove these plastics and replace them with the actual X3M plastics, which you can do that. But to me, that was a lot of work, a lot of parts to be sourced out when I could already get something designed for this. Now, aesthetically, it's not really good. Aesthetically, you guys would probably hate it. I don't actually personally hate it, but aesthetically, I can understand why it won't be pleasing for a lot of you. But what it is actually, it's a plate. And what I mean by a plate, basically what it will do is it will go across this whole area here, buttoning up all these 4 points together into a solid state where it won't shift too much. And let me show you, the part is actually right over there. Again, it came from Japan. CPM, I use Blackhawk again. It seems like they're the only ones that sell this. Keep in mind, this part took about 30 or so days to make. They don't stock these, they're made to order. Maybe because there's not many orders of them or for them. So they're made to order. It takes about 30 days for the factory to make this plate. So it took a while, but the shipping actually, I got the notification it was shipped and then 2 days later I got it. So shipping is really fast. It just takes a while to get it. So I did open the box because I wanted to see what's inside. But let me pull it out for you guys so you guys can actually see what it looks like. They do send some instructions. I don't speak Japanese, so I won't be able to translate this to you guys. You can kind of see what it looks like already. But you don't really need instructions for this. It's really simple install. It's 4 bolts. That's all there is. And this is it. It's a strut plate, as I said. It's a super solid, it's very well packaged. The bubble wrap keeps popping too. But this is what it looks like. Let me take it out. It's really nicely packaged. And here it is, CPM chassis tuning. You can see the material is really nicely designed. It's very thick. It's gonna connect all the points really nicely. And it's gonna sit exactly like this, which I think it looks perfect. And as you can tell, it connects all these points. This one, this one, this one, and that one. You do have to get rid of these little bars, which is okay. I don't have a problem with it. It looks like you can access the oil pretty well. You won't be able to access much other things. But another benefit I might draw from this is because how thick this is or how much space it takes, it's gonna act a little bit as a heat shield because it will come close to my makeshift filter. So that's another benefit. I hope it doesn't rub on this side of the filter. I don't think it will, but let's see how it's gonna look. On this side, looks like a good fit, no issues there. So let me start working on this and let me install this. Again, it's gonna be just these 4 bolts, 1, 2, 3, 4. So let me get the right tools. And so, you know, these bolts are different. They're not the same size. This one is 5/8, it fits perfect. And then this one is 18 millimeter. That's the closest. It's a little bit loose, but it should be fine. But 5/8 here, and that's about 18 millimeters or so. So all you have to do is just loosen these guys. And it's super simple. Once you get them going, they're not that tight. And the goal is to remove these 4 bolts and the 2 bars. And you would also reuse the hardware as well. So the bolts, you're gonna keep reusing them. And let's do this one. I don't like using power tools for these. This is super simple and I don't think you need a power tool. This one is actually a little bit easier too. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to put you guys down so I can hold this so it doesn't move too much and get this one out.
2,000 years later.
And you can see these bolts are a little bit longer, so it's going to take you a minute to take them out versus the front ones. You can see the size difference. But then this is out. So I think it's time to put this bad boy in. And to me, it actually looks really nice. I'm not sure why people are not fans of this whole thing, you know, being blocked off. And there's not much to show in the engine. What, the plastic, and that's about it. Maybe the filter. It's dusty. Wow. And I'll say go ahead and hand tighten these, but don't you know, tighten them too much. You want to be able to adjust this to make it fit perfect. I think it's the perfect fit, but let's see. So what does it look like? There we go. I just have to tighten the bolts, these 4 bolts. And this is what I'm going to do now. But this is basically the look of it. I kind of like it. I wish that the BMW sign would be kind of like in the middle, but actually it is off-center from the factory, so it's nothing with this. But it would look cool if it's like here. I might actually end up removing the plastic cover. Maybe, we'll see. It's beneficial. It kind of like absorbs some of the heat. But here you can see, even with my bigger filter, there's about 2-finger space between the actual strut plate and the filter. So I'm very happy about that. It's gonna have a little bit more extra cover than versus these 2 guys. But yeah, this is what it looks like. Pretty simple install. I'm gonna tighten up everything and I'll be right back. Well guys, this is the finished product. I really love the little fine details here. You can see where this was bent a little bit from the factory to make sure it fits properly. As well as up here, you can see there's a little indentation to make sure this actually seals properly. You can see that it aligned perfect down here. And on this side as well, the alignment is excellent. And this is what it looks like. I actually don't think it's that intrusive. I actually like how it looks, to be honest. And again, the installation is super simple. And now we have everything tied together. This in this corner is tied together, this and this corner are tied together, these 2, that to that, that to that, they're all tied together. You can see there's extra support, there's this middle brace, this brace, this brace. It all comes together perfectly. And this is what a strut plate is. It's not a strut tower brace, because a strut tower brace would go from here to there. Very rarely some would connect like this, but this is a plate. This connects all corners basically, or all points. So what's next? I'm gonna take it on for a drive. I'm not gonna bring you guys along for the drive because there's really no point. You can't feel the difference. and I want to be able to focus and understand, did this improve the front end of the car or is it still the same? I think there will be a minimal improvement. I'm not sure yet, but I want to see how it feels. So I'm going to go ahead and take it for a quick drive, and then I'll come back to close out the video. So guys, I'm not going to discuss placebo effect. I think that's how you say it. I'm not going to discuss that at all. But this, in my opinion, it made a tremendous change of how this car actually handles on the front end. Let me explain. So a long time ago, I took my car on a straightaway and I wanted to see when you do sharp zigzags, how it will handle. It was a bit sloppy, and once you get to like the third or fourth zigzag, the car started like wobbling too much for comfort. And it wasn't even that high of a speed. I did the same thing today with this upgrade. The car was planted. I'm talking about planted. There's no issues whatsoever. The car just kept taking every zigzag turn you could actually do. Another thing that I wanted to test is when it comes to a roundabout, you know, you load the car to one side, the roundabout is going around, and then when you take it off and switch the weight of the car when you're leaving the roundabout, let's say you make a right, in my case, I wanted to see how the car would behave. The roundabout was taken amazingly, and the minute you switch the weight to make the right turn, the car just like loads to the other side and goes. There's no hesitation whatsoever. And then I also wanted to test how well it handles when you floor the car on a turn. I've done this before. The car didn't seem to like it as much. It would start sliding a little bit, whatnot. Now, when I actually do this, when you, let's say, make a right turn, you step on the car during the right turn, the car just like scrapes on the ground, stays planted, no drama whatsoever, and just takes off. Lovely. It feels so good. And the last 2 points I want to make is in comfort and eco, you don't really feel the difference as much. And what I mean by that is when you're turning in comfort, when you're turning in eco, it's about the same. It drives as you would expect the car to drive. The minute you put it into Sport or Sport Plus and those adaptive dampers start working, it makes a big difference. I think that is the biggest key to come up with this is Sport and Sport Plus. This thing shines. It's like it's made for those two modes. And another point that I noticed that actually works very well is when you're driving on an uneven surface and you have to turn. So let's say there's like bumps or whatever, the car is doing this and you have to turn. Before, it didn't feel as planted. Now with this, all the two front wheels, they seem to be planted no matter if there's like a bump, if there's uneven in the surface, whatever. It actually feels really good, really planted. So in my opinion, this, so far what I've done on my car, let me see if I can get the light adjusted a little bit. But in my opinion, so far what I've done on my car, this has been the best upgrade for the money. Yes, it's expensive. It was, I think if I remember, it was about $500 or so. After shipping, whatever. It is expensive, it is on the pricey side, but I think it's well worth it. It just ties in everything together so nicely. And the front end of the car, I've never felt it so good. And look at this, it's already dusty. I didn't even drive that much. I just did a few tests and it's already collecting dust. So me trying to keep this clean, it's not gonna work very well. But I think these guys, CPM Chassis Tuning, make quality products. The middle brace in the car worked very nicely. This worked even better than expected. The front end is really sorted out now. It feels really good. I was more concerned because some of the weight would come over the wheels. As you can see, the wheels are back there. This is coming in front of the wheels, but actually it tied everything together so nicely. I want to say special thanks to Kay for getting this. This is actually my Christmas present, and you guys can see it's February now that I got it. So it does take a while to get it, but I want to say thank you, Kay, for purchasing this. This has been one of the better upgrades for this car, and I'm really happy with this. It's really good. If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask in the comments. I'm going to put the link to the product in the description and a little bit of explanation. But if you have any questions, concerns, you can reach out to me in the comments. I'm pretty quick to respond. I love interacting with you guys, so I really appreciate you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this quick and easy upgrade because so far it's been my favorite. I'll see you guys later. Bye.